Carner, Biofield tuner. Today's topic, and I am going to drop immediately into sound here, is what are you creating? Okay, yeah, let's start today with breath, because that is fundamentally and literally where all creation begins. So empty out. And breathe in. And then let the exhale be the necessary result of the inhale. And just arrive here on this Wednesday morning. And then let's do there are many breath work practices that help connect in with the vagus nerve, but if we could connect in with the one whereby you breathe in kind of to the top of the breath, hold it and just sort of hang out there, swim around in it, as my yoga teacher says, a little bit, and then top it off, and then let the exhale come as a result of having held and then maximized and then released. So let's do that together. And let's do another one just like that. Okay. So today's theme came from an Australian channel. I think he is an energy worker whose name is Lee Harris. And he actually just finished a North American tour. I have been recently introduced to his body of work, and I don't know a lot about him and I don't follow him overly much, but as algorithms do, he was put at the top of my YouTube suggestion, and he gave his July energy update. And one of the points that was given to him by the sources that he derives his info from, the line that he said was, "You're alive. What are you creating?" And I just thought, well, truly, there you have it, folks. That's it. He called it simplistic. Um, and I suppose in that way, it is a simple question and it is a straightforward question, but it is absolutely as complex, as varied, as magnificent, as intense, as literally anything can be, because it is about creation and creating and one's own ability to tap into self and then move from a generative space from that. A lot of the research that I have been in lately has talked about the dearth, the void of novel creation as opposed to repackaging and or regurgitation of things. And it's easy to look at all of the things that draw us away from creating. And you can get really caught up in not doing things by being distracted by trying to understand or looking at other things. And so I loved Mr. Harris's very, very simple prompting, which is, you're alive. What are you creating? Because with each thought, and then each word, and then each action, we have the ability create. And often we lose sightline on that. And that is not a scolding, it's just a fact. And so this is the prompting then to return. There we go. What you are alive, what are you creating? So the woman who developed Biofield tuning, Eileen McCusick, boy, maybe last year, I don't know, many months ago, in one of her classes, she kind of called out the very idea of having writer's block or a creative block or a musical block if you're a musician. She said that is basically an impediment that we've created out of nothing. And her point all those months ago was if you are alive, if you are drawing breath, if you have electrical charge in your heart, you are by your very function of being here a creative being. And in that way, she is right. And then when I heard Lee Harris's prompting yesterday, you're alive, what are you creating? It brought back that same thing. The fact that you could even hear that question from him means that you are in a state of creating because you can't not be, because you're alive and you're drawing breath and you have contractions and digestion and thoughts and emotions happening all the time. There is a science called cymatics that is it is frequency and vibration being made visible through a medium. And typically what is done is that sort of large white grains that look like giant salt are spread on a black plate that then vibrates, and with the varying frequencies, different shapes emerge by the patterning of the drawing together of the salt grain, of the white grains. And that is, so there's many ways that that science can be applied, but conceptually, that is a really real way to show how our thoughts, our beliefs can become the life we live, not ideologically and not as a perception, but truly as concrete matter. Somebody thought about plastic enough to make a hockey puck, and then I'll be doggone if it didn't come into such close enough vibratory state that I am able to hold something that I think is real in my hand, and it's called a hockey puck. Because that was somebody's creative thought before it became a tool in my hand. And that is the way with all things. And we can get caught up in reacting to what is created already, but that kind of puts us in a perpetual cycle loop. It's literally like a merry-go-round that nothing ever knew, and we just go around in circles. Whereas when we create, we can make a merry-go-round. We could make a roller coaster. We could make a rocket. We could make, I don't know, a submarine. Tomorrow in the US is the 4th of July, wherein this country celebrates its independence. And I'm going to take a giant step back from that concept and any number of things that might be up in the broader cultural field around that concept. And I'm going to follow Mr. Harris's cue and keep it real simple. By returning us to breath. And I'm going to return us to that vagus nerve, vagal tone breath of draw in, hang out for a second, top up, and then let the exhale be the result of that. And as we take these independent breaths, independent from another person's breath, even though they might be synchronized, it is independent from another person. And each breath in our own vessel is an independent expression of breath and cellular regeneration and prana and circulation and chi and oxygenation and the exchange of the free electron in our bloodstream, which changes the color of our blood. We are becoming more colorful, not conceptually, but literally more vibrant with our breath. And what will we do with that spark? What do you want to create? And if you find yourself caught in a pattern of reacting or not creating, you get to, independent of that, return to self and return to your agency. Phew. I'm going to use 2 forks. I'm going to use my 417 and my 528. And the difference between these two creates a very special harmonic audibly, and it creates a frequency of 111 that is beneficial to the lobes of the human brain. And along with this sort of both question and stance of empowerment around what are you creating, I'm going to tune into this. Ooh. You know, the last concept that's dropping to mind is that this is the beginning of July, right? Which is the second half of the month. And so while there's always this kind of meta question of, you know, what are you doing and what do you want to be doing and all of these things, but in this sort of milestone way, we're at a point where you can decide what you want to do with the rest of this year. Starting right now, we are entering the second half of the year. And you're alive. What are you creating? Ooh. I am not 100% sure what the difference is about summer, but there are a bunch of a bunch more respondents than is typical. I think some of them are new to Biofield tuning, and then some of them I think are just passing some time online. I think some of them are just passing some time online, and all are welcome here. But there is kind of there is a difference in the collective field. I've had sort of my standard collective group that participates in these tunings, and there is a different energy today, and I appreciate it. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for being here. And for those of you who engaged with earnest interest, welcome. And anything that you get out of this, it is not just about the sounds. It is about energy, which we use sound to work with, but it is more potent than that and more far-reaching than I can explain in a really short live video. But I welcome you, and any benefit that you feel that you got from it, yay. And in the second half of this particular year, and whenever anybody sees this video going forward, you're alive. What are you creating? You get the choice. You have the agency. You have the empowerment. And you are interesting, special, creative, intelligent, and worthy enough to bring forth what is special and can only come through you for the world and for the universe. Everybody, that is true for everybody. And if nobody told you that before, let me tell you that today. Ooh, right on, right on. God, there was a tingle. Gosh, welcome. For anybody new, welcome. Right. Oh, yay. All right, I'm gonna wrap up with my 528 hertz. Nice. Have a great day. Have a great Wednesday. Go forth. Be generative. Be creative. Take initiative. Be innovative. Right? Just get curious. Experiment safely and kindly, but play. Get interested. Be interesting. Make new things. Gosh, yeah. Yeah. All right. Have a great day. Thanks.